What's up, YouTube? So today's leg day. Leg day at Planet it's always fun, but I think the problem that I have is just it's very intense. It's very basic movements. Sometimes we can get a little fancy. Today I'm just going to show you kind of a basic way to train your legs here. Mainly we're going to be working on hamstrings and glutes. We're going to hit a little bit of quads towards the end, but very basic. But when you guys do these exercises the right way and feel how you should, these exercises still can kill you pretty badly. I could be sore for probably like 2 to 3 days. So I'm going to show you guys how we do this.
Okay, starting the workout off with lying down leg curls. I really love these to start off my hamstring day. The pump you get from it is just amazing, and as you guys can see, it's 20 reps that I start off with from 2 sets. I might start off kind of relatively light or kind of quote-unquote heavy, but the main purpose of these, starting off with that many reps, is just to get a really good pump, really get a good mind-muscle connection. When doing these, if you guys see, I'm stopping right before I guess you could say the pad comes and hits my butt or my hamstrings. And the reason for that is just for constant tension, and then just for me personally to feel more of a squeeze. So it's like when my legs come up, I'm trying to squeeze right before, not just the hamstring, but I guess you could say right under the glute. That's just the main goal of that. And you'll see, even with no matter how heavy the weight gets, that's just the main goal. I try to avoid that bump or just throwing that weight, just purely due to the fact that, I mean, sometimes you can just throw a whole lot of weight, but that doesn't mean the muscle's actually truly developing. So yeah, for me, I feel like when you cause more pain to specific body parts, the more the muscle tears, and the better that muscle tears, the better development you can get later on. So next few sets is 15, increasing the weight gradually every single time. When you guys are increasing the weight for these sets, you guys still want to make sure that you're still hitting these reps with good form. Kind of towards the end here, you guys will see I might jolt a little bit. Not really a big deal, even if I jolted even a lot, because by the end of your workouts, you really want to kind of get those reps in, still trying to feel the muscle as much as you possibly can. And you guys really want to make sure that you're trying to go to failure. I really feel like going to failure for a lot of these sets, whether it's the last 2 sets or last set, is very important, just for pure muscle development. And just trying to, you with every exercise, you want that it's like a towel, you're trying to squeeze it all out. So right after that, I go into one of my favorite supersets for hamstrings and glutes, lying down. The leg press, kind of wide stance. For me, it's a shoulder width. That's the position I feel more. And walking lunges. So for these, if you guys kind of see, when I'm going down, I'm making sure that I have like really good control. The goal is to feel that pressure come down on your hamstrings and glutes. And you guys will see, even right here, I'm trying to place my hands where I'm trying to feel it. I'm really trying to focus on that stretch on the way down, You guys will probably get a quad pump, or you guys will feel like your quads are going to burn up, and that's fine. But the main goal is trying to stretch the hamstrings and glutes and squeeze them on the way up. And you guys will see, even right here, and even on the other sets too, I'm really trying to focus on all that. I'm not trying to make these quick. I'm not trying to just come up or do anything like that. I'm really trying to, that's my emphasis. And that's where I guess you could say leg day gets very difficult, because you get tired and you're like, man, I don't want to have the same form. I don't want to concentrate all that much because this crap hurts. So yes, that is the main goal here. That's why I'm taking my time doing these, because I'm trying to force blood into those muscles. And now this is another way that you guys can end up doing that too, is stretching in the middle of your sets. It's not all throughout the video, but throughout the video I'm doing these stretches. I'm really just trying to focus on stretching my hamstrings and glutes. You guys keep hearing me say stretch, but that's just because the muscles, in all of our muscles basically, there's a stretch and there's a contraction. So on the way down, that's where that stretch will be, and you guys will feel those muscles, and it kind of feels like it's quote unquote tearing. And then the squeeze or the contraction is on the way up, or when you actually just squeeze the muscle. So in stretching in the middle of these sets, because they're called compound movements, where more than one muscle is being used, you know, you can kind of lose the stretch, and again, you get that quad pump. So me stretching in the middle of my sets, it's just purely so that I can get more blood flowing into my hamstrings and glutes. So for this set, you guys see I'm going 15, and you guys still see that even though it's heavier, I'm still really trying to focus on where that weight is going. So on the way down, this is why this is really important, because when you're dealing with heavier weight, you got to think that that weight on the way down is transferring into, I guess you could say, into your hamstrings and glutes. So that's the main thing, is that you're trying to put all that weight on that muscle, so that muscle is stressed out more. And on the way up, I'm trying to squeeze my glutes. I'm trying to take my time doing both of those, because I want, when I'm using this weight, for it to actually matter. I don't want that I'm just doing it so that I look cool and, oh look, I can do the most weight out of anybody at Planet Fitness or in the gym. That's not the point. That's never the point. There's times where, yeah, you know what, yeah, let me just lift some heavy weight. But when you can't control your muscle in doing it, that's where I feel like personally for bodybuilding, or for you trying to develop muscles or trying to get toned, whatever the case may be, that's where I feel like, you know, it's purposeless. Everything you do has to have a purpose. So right here, when I'm going into the walking lunges, you guys see that I kind of added a little bit more weight. When doing walking lunges, I really encourage that you guys kind of choose what you guys want to do. Right here is because I wanted to go a little bit heavier with walking lunges. Usually I kind of do a very, very long walk. So I'll go from the leg press all the way to the free weight area, which is double the length that I'm doing right now. Instead of doing that, I wanted to kind of do heavier weight. For me, the 30s are pretty heavy for me in doing them. But yeah, here, again, trying to focus purely on the stretch and contraction. And right here, you guys see that I'm doing a little dance because I started getting tired. My quads were burning up, and either way, you know, the big superset in between, I mean, it is taxing. Do always choose in any of your exercises weight that you guys can, you know, that you guys can do and you guys can feel. Again, it doesn't matter how much you lift, quote unquote, because I mean, at the end of the day, your body's your body. And you know, there's days where you guys are strong and some days you guys aren't. And so that's just how I feel about it. This is the last 2 sets. I want to go heavy, you know, for me at least. So I did 10 reps. So I substituted, instead of doing a whole bunch of volume, I'm like, you know, let me for me dish out some pretty heavy weight. So I did about probably like 4 or 6 plates on each side. I really don't even remember. But again, you guys see how I'm taking my time with heavier weight, because when you guys are dealing with heavier weight, you know, if you guys aren't concentrating, you guys can hurt yourselves, and we really want to avoid that. We want longevity. So that's why, for me personally, I feel like heavyweight with pain though is a really good way for me to go, because I feel like I get amazing pumps, I get better my muscle connection, and then I feel like personally for me it's harder because you have to deal with pain. So in your mind you're like, man, how much pain can I deal with? How much am I willing to dish out? So yeah, again, just I still stuck with, you know, the 30s. I felt like that was gonna be good enough. But yeah, focusing on that squeeze and that and the stretch. And if you guys look, when I'm coming up, I kind of take a slight bit of a pause, because on the way up I'm trying to squeeze my glutes. That's a good way to kind of like start off for some people who can't get a good muscle connection in their hamstrings. You guys will go stretch down, and then you guys come up, take a moment, kind of squeeze that one glute, and then you guys will go and do the other one, back and forth. And that's kind of like how I started, and now I can kind of have a better squeeze on my hamstring and my glute. But yes, and yeah, and actually squeezing your quad too isn't that big of a deal. But again, concentration, focus. Okay, so right after that, since it was a big compound movement, you know, legs are nice and full and, you know, feeling amazing. What I want to do is focus again on just trying to put more blood into my hamstrings and my glutes. In doing that, basically we go into some stiff leg deadlifts. Basically, this is just really good. Mainly the main purpose of this is the stretch. That's just the main goal when doing these. So some people say, oh, I can't feel the squeeze at the top. Hey, that's fine. Sometimes it's just due to muscle maturity, but what I do so I can feel it is I keep my chest nice and high. I keep my back nice and strong. I'm not trying to have it rounded. You guys can kind of think you're trying to arch your back, but when I'm coming up, you guys can kind of see I'm trying to thrust forward, like a hip thrust, and that's kind of like a good way to be able to squeeze your glutes. But yeah, we want to focus on that stretch and then thrust forward, stretch, again, big stretches, and thrust forward. And if you guys can't feel that squeeze, that's fine. Focus on the stretch primarily. And if you guys feel your lower back, try to just deal with kind of lighter weight, okay? And then the last thing we're doing is seated hamstring curls. I felt like I still had a lot more in the tank and I had to go. So I'm like, okay, what can I do to kind of just get rid of whatever's left in the tank? So what I did was 4 sets of basically 20 reps altogether, but 5 2-second squeezes. And then from there, I'm like, okay, let's do 15 strict ones. You guys want that, basically your foot is gonna be, if it would kick your butt. And you guys wanna make sure that you guys are going nice and high so that your hamstrings, again, stretch. So it's good stretches, then squeeze, good stretches and squeezes. This is just a really good finisher. It's one of my favorites personally, and I'll probably be doing it again. But yeah, that's pretty much it for what I did here. Alright guys, that's the end of the workout. Really hope that you guys enjoyed it. My legs were in a lot of pain. But basically, you know, I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys have any questions about the workout or any other exercises, or, you know, whatever questions you guys have, I do encourage that you guys ask me. You know, we just hit 1,000 subscribers. That's awesome. I thank you guys so much. But next video will be next Friday. We're gonna do back, and yeah, stay tuned for more. And you know, peace out, guys.